So let's kick this build off with the beadlock install. First, you're going to need a 4mm socket or hex screwdriver to remove the wheel nuts. Next, you're going to just gently pull away at the tire so that it can separate from the metal itself. And eventually the inner portion is going to come out. And this middle part comes out in 3 parts. There's going to be the face, then the center barrel, and then the backing that all of the screws end up going through. And you're going to want to look inside and make sure that the inner foam portion is still there. That's going to help hold that center piece in for you. So you're going to go ahead and take that center piece and push it through the tire. And then you're going to go ahead and take the back portion. It's pretty self-explanatory. The back just goes in from the bottom. You're going to go ahead and push that through. There's going to be a little bit of a lip on the tire, and you'll see pretty clearly where that back portion is supposed to seat on the tire. So this is, I would say, the only semi-difficult part about this install. You're going to have to make sure that the screws can go through the face of the wheel and then reach the backing plate as well. And you need to make sure that both sets of holes are lined up. This was the most time-consuming part for me, but after the first one, I think that things went pretty smoothly. So next, you're going to go ahead and use the hex tool and put those bolts through. I was pretty careful with trying to get them threaded in, but they seem pretty difficult to cross thread, so you should be in good shape. And I went ahead and installed them each in a cross pattern. So I just did one side, then the opposite side, and went all the way around the wheel. The first time around, I just got them started on the threads, and then after that, I went ahead and tightened them down until they were snug. This is a really tiny hex bit, so I figured that they would strip easily, so I didn't worry about applying too much pressure here. And my proper RC toolkit didn't come in the mail yet, so don't use this strategy, but I found it way easier to get the bolts threaded in faster by spinning the wheel itself and holding the hex key in place. So yeah, that's 2 down. On to the next one. After the first one, I would say that things definitely went way faster, so I'm just gonna fly through this. And on to the last one. This one definitely went the smoothest by far, and this is all of them complete. For this, I decided to just use the original wheel nuts that came with the truck. They did seem like lock nuts, so I have no problems reusing them. And yeah, as long as you double check that all of the bolts were snug on the wheels, you're good to go ahead and thread those wheel nuts on and tighten them up with the 4mm socket I mentioned earlier. And just like when I work on cars, just triple checking, had to do a little bit of a durability test there. Yeah, looking good so far. And if this is your first time working on one of these, there is a hex shape on the inside of the wheel as well as on the hub. So you have to make sure that that's seated properly before you tighten your nuts. And here we are. Final product is looking pretty good. It feels way different compared to the stock wheels that came on it. I feel like the whole truck is being weighed down by these wheels.
It was at this moment that he knew.